Hey, what's going on, everybody? And welcome back to the channel where we discuss all things having to do with sales and scaling and growing businesses. On today's video, we're going to be discussing how to get your customers selling themselves on your program prior to you ever actually talking about any kind of price or what the program actually is. So buckle up, take down some notes, and we're going to want to jump into this right away. Let's go. All right, you guys. So the topic of this training, once again, is on how do you help customers pre-sell themselves in regards to your coaching program or service, or to come to that conclusion prior to you ever explaining how the program works or giving them any kind of price point. This has everything to do with the discovery call or the questions that you ask somebody in that sales process. So I'm going to go over some step-by-step frameworks that you're going to want to utilize inside of your sales processes to help your customers come to the conclusion on their own as to why they need your services and products. Now, high level, there's two really main things that you need to understand as you're going through this sales process, which is the customer's what and the why. Let me kind of explain to you what I mean by that. The what is anything that's actually holding them back from reaching their current goals. As an example, if you're in the health and wellness space, if somebody doesn't understand how to work out, if they don't understand how to diet, they've tried multiple things, the what is more of the mechanism of how they can reach their goal. In the business space, if you're marketing and advertising to coaches and consultants, and let's say, for instance, they're struggling with lead generation, closing new customers, but they're great at what they do, that what mechanism is what is actually holding them back from reaching the goals that they have in place. Now, the why component is a little bit different. The why is why people buy. This is the reasoning of why they want to do what it is that they do. What are the intrinsic reasons of why they want to be successful, and what has typically held them back on more of an emotional state from reaching their goals up to this point. Now, the way that I like to frame this is out of the gates is by, when I talk to a customer, I'm first and foremost understanding what are the big things that are top of mind that are holding them back from reaching their goals. I start there because that's going to give me immediate feedback as to what I need to pay attention to the most. Now, when it comes to the what section, though, after I've found out their biggest reason of what's actually holding them back, I'm going to use some language like this. So what I'd like to do is real quickly, I'm going to ask you a couple questions specifically about what's going on with your life or your business. What you're doing in this what section is you're going to want to fight for clarity on the things that are actually holding them back. Now, the reason that you're going to frame it as, hey, I'm going to ask you a couple quick questions just for some clarity, and we're going to unpack and we're going to dive into this a bit more, is because I want to quickly go into what the what factors are in a quick format so that the customer doesn't divert and go off on a tangent explaining to me one thing that they think that their problem is, when in reality, it could be a handful of other things. So as an example, if I was doing this in the weight loss space, I would quickly go through what other programs have you tried? What is your current weight? How many times do you actually work out? What do you think your ideal body weight is? Like, I'm going to ask them specific questions that are pertaining to that, to the what component of why they haven't reached their goals. Another example, if I'm in the business space, like coaches, consultants, how many leads are you generating right now? Where do they come from? What are your conversion rates? What's the funnel process? How is that converting? I want to seek to understand the information that is most important to the customer, but that is also most important on the sell side. After I understand that what component, then I'm going to ask some killing the onion questions. I'm going to go back and ask specific questions about each one of those questions to get a real clear picture as to what is actually holding them back. Because what I'm doing is I'm formulating, okay, what are the things that must be in place in order for this customer to win? Now, once I've gone through that what section, this is when I want to dig into more of like the why component. Why do you feel like you haven't been able to reach this goal up to this point? Is it just because of this, this, and this, or are there other reasons? Why do you feel like you've questioned your own talent or your ability to succeed when you know that you're great? Where does that stem from? I want to understand the why component of the mental, emotional things that are actually holding them back, because once again, the more that you uncover that aspect of the why, the better that you're going to connect, create rapport, more and understanding why is the timing so essential for them to make decisions on solving these problems and why they feel like it is imperative for them to move and to take action now. If you'll follow that framework on really understanding the what and the why aspect inside of your discovery calls, you're going to have customers that are convinced by the end of that process that they need your services and products. Now they just need to understand how that process works. Trust me, if you follow that process, you're going to convert more customers into high-paying customers. Hopefully you found this content helpful. As always, give us a thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. Looking forward to seeing you on other videos. We'll talk to you soon.